You know, do you have any sense of how I actually got started? G. You
Uh,
probably have at least some. I mean,
well, I mean, did Grandpa have something to do with it?
yeah, eventually, yeah.
I guess I don't
But
know too much about it.
well, the shorts. We'll jump to the good stuff, but got to know first of all that Don, yeah, Don Nelly gave us the responsibility and the charge to succeed or fail,
Yeah,
and didn't really stand in front of that, which is, I think, one of the most amazing things they ever did. You know, I mean, let your 17-year-old get in a car and drive across the country, and do what we did. It took a lot of courage,
yeah,
and or faith or whatever. Probably, it's not going to last long anyway. That would be the normal expectation. But after, and so I worked construction for a year and a half, and finally, Don, I said, maybe, maybe go down and meet the plant manager. And at the time, so I visited with him a little bit, and so they gave me a shift job. Started working shifts, and of course, I thought it was hot shit, probably, I was going to be able to run this place pretty quick. It's a stupid, easy shift job. I'll do this. I got knocked down a few times. It's not like it should have been. And eventually got this shift job and realized, you got to work here. You got to do your own, you got to make your way. And when I finally got a shift job, I was kind of in between whether or not I'm really going to do this shift stuff or farm, because at the time I was still spending a lot of time on the farm doing farm work when I wasn't working shifts. So I go get off midnights and go work on the farm from 8:30 in the morning until noon or 12:30, and go in, go sleep and get up and do that again. But when I finally came around to it, I finally got off the shift work, and when I got in the lab, I had the good fortune to work with a couple of guys that gave me the opportunity to work in the lab and do, at the time, help get their computer system set up. And so we did the teletype stuff, and just down at the bottom, basically, and we set up these.
but what is this? Early '70s?
Yeah, by that time it was 75, I think. 75, 76. We weren't the most modern equipment. I mean, obviously it was much more modern stuff, but it was some equipment we had. And so we said, well, we can make this thing work. And so that was some of the things I got to do. And about that same time, by the time we got to what was 80, that when not laptops, but desktop computers started coming out where we could actually do something with them. By that time, I had a pretty good interest in them. And I think, okay, my interest in photography was starting to roll around. I think, okay, can I use these things to do imaging on?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I could, but no, we're a long way from that.
A couple decades too soon.
Got ways to go before that's going to happen. But I tried. No, not so much. But that's what opened the doors for you guys, because I wanted a computer, so we put it here, and you guys got the benefit of, here it is, and let's all play in this game. And but that's definitely what led me directly into the labs, because once I got out of the resin operation, 5 years there, and working in a process lab and doing a lot of the stuff on the computer side, digital side, and I moved into the analytical lab, and almost immediately I started doing computer oriented stuff on that side, and writing kind of a basic LIMS system. You know, knocked out the code on some of this stuff, and they gave me the opportunity to do it. I started living by it, so I do that because.
But I mean, in those earlier days, especially at the beginning, there probably wasn't anybody who had specific educational training to use that equipment.
No, I mean the tools were out there, so there were some people that here's a tool, but I basically had to figure out how to use some of it, and some of them some of the people, a few people I knew about some of this stuff, but they were engaged in something else, and so they kind of say, okay, well, here's something you might find, or you can find. I can't even remember now exactly how I got to the point of writing code, but I did, and wrote quite a bit of Fortran for a while until I got a system that would kind of work, and then we ended up starting buying and purchasing some stuff by that point. And eventually, that just became my full time thing in the lab. I did the analytical data stuff in the lab, which led to a couple of different systems, which led to Labware, which led to here we are, finally. So that's a short story, but long story short. But, yeah. Rest is history, as they say.